The Duke Nukem franchise has been around since 1999, meaning it has been influencing boys of young and old to be aggressive and objectify women. In the Duke Nukem franchise, women are portrayed as objects for Duke to have control over. Almost all women seen in the games work at strip clubs that the player has a choice to visit at any time. The player also has the choice to beat the women if he so chooses. Duke Nukem also, in some cases, has the gun pointed at the women while he watches them, presenting a very obvious form of dominance. The game Lollipop Chainsaw has been around for 2 years and has been influencing young game players since then. This game depicts an 18-year-old girl fighting zombies in her high school. As you can see, she is dressed and depicted as a sex object, not a fighter. The Legend of Zelda has been a popular game since 1989. While there are no obvious sexualized images of men or women, the idea of a damsel in distress is the entire premise of the franchise. With the young woman Zelda being kidnapped at the game's beginning, it is Link's job to go and rescue her.
Walking down a Toys-R-Us aisle, it is very common that one will see a toy vacuum in the girls' aisle. At a very young age, girls learn that their roles take place at home and that their work require completion of household chores.
If you take a moment to look at the titles of these common children's books, you can see that the book marketed to young girls shows a typical pink color with the title of How to Be Gorgeous, Smart Ways to Look and Feel Gorgeous, with a young girl casually flipping through the magazine. The book marketed to young boys is called How to Be Clever, Smart Ways to Get Smarter. This is a very easy way to see typical gender roles expected of young boys and girls.
Recently, toy companies have tried to reach a larger audience by marketing some traditionally boy toys to girls. In this attempt, they have taken the boy toys and altered their appearance and advertisement to have a more traditionally feminine theme. One example is the new Girl Legos. They are pink and purple, traditionally feminine colors, and they present traditionally feminine themes. This includes castles, houses, gardens, and kitchens. The Lego people in this set are all stereotypical looking women. Another example is the Nerf Rebel. This is a product line from Nerf that includes crossbows and guns, which are pink and purple and have wings painted on them. Although these toys are based on weapons and therefore meant to represent aggression and therefore masculinity, they are rebranded feminine by their design. Both of these toys represent some common and problematic themes. The rebranding as feminine with a different design and focus continues to hold up traditional gender assumptions and standards as if they are unshakable. Yes, girls can play with these toys, but they still must be distinguished as feminine. They can't go too far outside of the stereotype. They can be empowered with things like Legos, which can teach spatial reasoning and lead to an interest in STEM subjects, and with Nerf guns, which allows them to defend themselves. However, they must be constantly reminded of their gender and kept strictly within the confines of that gender, instead of being given equality.
The American R&B singer and pianist Alicia Keys gave her son Egypt, 3 years old, a kitchen set for Christmas. As you can see, little Egypt does not look happy with his gift. Websites such as OMG Alicia Keys criticize Keys by narrating Egypt's thoughts.
The Mario Kart franchise has been around since 1992. Just like The Legend of Zelda, Peach is constantly being kidnapped by Bowser, and it is Mario's job to rescue her. This idea of the damsel in distress promotes the idea that women are the lesser sex and that it is a male's job to rescue her. These are only a few examples of gender classing in video games and children's toys. The ideas of gender and racial classes pervades our lives in even the simplest ways, teaching our children many negative lessons. Children learn society's expectations and gender roles at a very young age, many times choosing to stick with what is expected of them instead of becoming different. Because of this, it is a very hard task to change what has happened to our society, but we must ask ourselves if we want to condemn any more generations of girls and boys